Hey guys, it's Edward Time here, and on today's video, I want to talk about the Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion trailer. I think I'm gonna be talking about the idea of like Square Enix releasing the final trailer on every single game on the Final Fantasy VII because I noticed there's a pattern here. I also did want to discuss about like what did they do this in the trailer. Maybe there's some other reason for that. So yeah, I actually plan to make another video about two videos about Crisis Core. This is the first one talking about the trailer, and then the second one I'm gonna be talking about what I think about the story of Crisis Core. But I decided to wait it out until December 13 at least, or maybe 2 days after that or something like that. So like basically, so more people can play the game first before I spoil the story, obviously. But then again, it brings me back to the topic of this video, obviously, which is the trailer for Crisis Core, the launch trailer, which is like, yeah, wow, what the hell, man, Cause here's the thing, I noticed the pattern between Square Enix like releasing the trailer for Final Fantasy VII games, or maybe the other games as in general, but for Final Fantasy VII, I noticed that in the remake, when they release a launch trailer or like a final trailer, they always kind of spoil things, maybe not fully spoil things, but it's just like kind of ruins the surprise of the game, like for example in the final trailer I remember that for the remake, by the way, I remember they showing Sephiroth in the final battle basically, and I was like, wow, okay, you basically spoil that moment already, because you kind of make the player loses their surprise, because I would argue that you don't need to show that moment because many people are excited to play Final Fantasy VII anyway. I don't think you need to show the new elements on the game. And as for Crisis Core, well, they spoiled some big things in the end of the trailer that I was just like, whoa, okay, why did they show that? Why would you show that? Because again, it's easy to debunk this because if you're like a big fan of Final Fantasy VII and then you also play Crisis Core and then watch F1 Children and stuff like that, like you probably already know what's gonna happen, right? Most likely anyway. But you gotta remember there is some new people that haven't played Crisis Core, so it's like, why do you decide to spoil that? Like, oh, like people will argue, well, they don't exactly show what happens, right? I'm like, no, dude, they clearly show what's gonna happen in the end of the trailer, and I'm just like, why? People are smart. I don't think they're like, people are not dumb, just because you don't show the full thing. Like, people know what's happening on that scene already with the dialogue and stuff like that. They already know what's gonna happen. It's like, why? I know people said that it's just upsetting in my opinion because I feel like this could mean two things. Obviously, in my opinion, because number one, this could be mean that, oh, there is something new, there is some new material in Crisis Core Reunion, because again, this game is gonna be connected to the remake at some point. So maybe there is some new material, so that's what they show. Much of their plot, to be honest, which I upset me. Despite me already know what's gonna happen in the story. In the story, I was still upset that that's how they launched the trailer. Basically, the final trailer was like that. Like why? That's number one. Maybe they have something new to show, and that's why they show a lot of it in the trailer itself. Or number two, this is just a pattern that Square Enix has been doing for I don't know, since Final Fantasy VII Remake, or maybe even earlier than that. I have no idea, but for Final Fantasy VII, yeah, they've been doing this for since the remake release. The final trailer spoil things, and then intermission they basically show the scene where Yuffie watched the Sector 7 plate fall down. It's like, wow, that's like the end of the game. It was like, wow, okay, you decided to show that, and it was like, okay. I mean, that wasn't a big problem, I guess, because it is something extremely new. The Yuffie DLC. So okay, fine. But this one is a big game back in the day. Like Crisis Core is probably one of the best game in the compilation, because you got Dirge of Cerberus, which is completely shit, completely fucking shit, and then you got F1 Children, which is a movie, it's not a game, which is, I like it, 7.5. That's my review, so there you go. But and then there's Before Crisis, which I have no idea what's all about because I never played that. I never have any interest to see anything about the story. So I know it's about the Turks, but whatever, I guess. So yeah, the Crisis Core is like the best one, no doubt. And then they decided to just spoil everything in the trailer. and just like, why do you decide to do that? And this is like the bad decision that Square Enix has been doing with the marketing, in my opinion. And again, that got me worried for the future games. Like who knows? Maybe Final Fantasy 16 is it gonna receive the same treatment, but at the same time, it is a new game, so I don't think. Well, it's a new game, so people don't really know what's gonna happen. But again, this is Final Fantasy 7, so we already have a large group of people who already know the story. And again, there is also some people who are new to the story, so like why do you decide to spoil that? It's still upsetting this, but you already know what's gonna happen. It's just bad marketing in my opinion. Like why would you do that? I know trailer was supposed to bring more people in to play the game or like watch the movie, but again, there needs to be an interesting way to cut the trailer and not just like spoil things just for the sake of it. Because it seems like they just like doing this because, oh, like you guys already know Crisis Core, right? So like, yeah, here you go, here's our trailer, that's the game, that's the story, that's gonna happen. So I'm really hoping that there is something new in the Crisis Core Reunion with because I mean they did say it's more than a remaster and stuff like that, but at the same time there's also an interview coming up before saying that the story is gonna be the exact same. I think Nomura is like the one who said that the story is gonna be the exact same, so I was like, okay, but at the same time they kind of allude that maybe there is something new to the game, and the way they released the trailer may kind of allude to that maybe there is something there is some new material in the reunion, stuff like that. I was like, okay, I hope that is the case. I hope I wasn't just like the exact same, because if it was the exact same, okay, fine. I mean, I do like Crisis Core, but come on, man. Come on, like don't do that. And that got me worried for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It was like, okay, are they gonna do the same treatment this time? Like they're gonna release a final trailer that shows some of the new stuff in the game? Like they probably gonna do that. So I think the best way to experience Rebirth, I guess. I know this is far away, but noticing that pattern here, they probably gonna release like a final trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, maybe in the December next year, right, or something like that, or maybe early 2024. They I think they're gonna spoil some of the stuff in Rebirth, considering how the pattern goes right now. So I advise you guys maybe don't watch don't watch the final trailer, like the launch trailer for Final Fantasy VII, because I think they probably gonna spoil some of the stuff in the game. They're gonna show some new stuff. They're gonna show some surprising stuff that you're probably just waiting at this point, and it's gonna suck. I hope that and when they decide to do a marketing for Rebirth, I'm hoping they just like show the original story treatment. I'm really hoping that that was the marketing, because that is enough to make people play the game, and then maybe you can allude something different happening through the dialogue, but don't exactly show the scene itself, because that ruined the surprise, that ruined the moment. I know we all expecting something new for Rebirth at some point, but again, don't put that in the trailer, I like in the final trailer basically, because that's gonna suck. So hopefully they don't do that again. But yeah, either way, that's the video, guys. Again, I know this is a weird video, but I just want to talk about it because it really frustrates me the way they marketed the way Square Enix kind of market the Final Fantasy VII games. Like from remake to intermission to this. Intermission was probably the one that I was like okay with it, because it was like new. It was like super new. But like for remake, you're expecting the same thing, and then suddenly the final trailer spoiled it by having Sephiroth appear in that trailer, from the final battle, and it was like, oh, okay, like you decided to show that, huh? Like you don't need to show that, in my opinion. And for Crisis Core, oh man, they spoiled the biggest thing ever, I guess. And it's like upsetting for me, because now the people who haven't played the game, you guys already know what's gonna happen, basically from that launch trailer, basically. So yeah, there you go. It sucks. So hopefully in Rebirth for marketing, I hopefully they don't show too much footage, but again they probably did. So again, avoid the trailer for like the final trailer for the next game, possibly, because they're gonna spoil things. So don't do that. Avoid that at all costs, so you guys can be surprised by playing the game. But either way, guys, that's my opinion. Yeah, what do you guys think about the Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core launch trailer? That was bizarre for me. So are you guys upset that they kind of like spoil things in that trailer, or are you guys like excited that maybe there's something new in the game, so that's why they spoiled it or something like that? But again, we don't want to jinx ourselves, so we have no idea which one is the truth. So yeah, what do you guys think? Are you guys upset, or are you guys just okay with it? Let me know about that in the comment section below. And yeah, are you guys hype for Crisis Core? Because I am, but again, I'm not gonna be able to play it. But I will release a video maybe in the after the game release, talking about what I think about the story of Crisis Core, and again, if there is something new in Crisis Core Reunion, then I will be talking about it as well, because again, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy VII. It's weird that I don't exactly play the game myself, because I don't have my PC is really old, by the way. I can exactly play a AAA game because it's really old, and obviously I don't have PlayStation 5 or something like that, so yeah, I'm stuck watching the game. I'm stuck with the story and the character, which is what I'm going to talk about in the next Crisis Core video, which is going to be released in December after the game release. So stay tuned for that, guys. And yeah, I guess thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, I guess. And become a member for the channel, I guess, if you want to. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos in the future, guys. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye.